Today I'm going to talk about social awkwardness and blogging. I've mentioned in the past that one of the reasons that I pursued two-camera video making was to try and work on my anxieties when it comes to social interactions. Personally, I have varying degrees of difficulty when it comes to interacting with people in social situations, especially if it's with people or peoples that I've never met before. I have a great tendency to overthink things, to overanalyze things to the nth degree. I will think about something from every possible angle, break it down, and then come up with a million reasons why something will go bad. I will flounder, embarrass myself, and therefore should not partake in said interaction. This is a considerable issue for me. It will prey on my mind even if I do manage to get to the social situation. I can not stop thinking about these things sometimes, and so even though these bad things might not happen, because they're always on the back of my mind, it will still interrupt and mess up with how I present myself in person. And basically, in the past, it got to a point where I would just completely avoid all social interactions altogether and come up with reasons or excuses to avoid any situation where I would possibly have to basically meet or talk to anyone, because I was constantly overwhelmed with the thought that I'm gonna mess this up and I'm gonna embarrass myself, and yeah. When I started making YouTube videos, I made the conscious decision that it would be good for me to basically just talk. Even if it's just this, just me to camera, because nowadays 99% of my videos are made with just me in a room and no one else here. Even just this, I personally find to be just sort of great practice for when I actually have to speak to people in real life. It sounds really weird to say out loud. Even now, by myself, just to say this out loud, to explain how I feel about these things and how just making YouTube videos helps, it's weird. Now, if you happen to have met me in person recently or over the last few years, especially over the time that I've been making videos, you may agree or disagree as to the effectiveness of these YouTube videos on how I present myself and how confident I am in person, because it's a work in progress. In that, if you check out some of my early videos, my confidence levels are so bad and my awkwardness is so... I can't even speak when I'm in the house by myself to a camera, and I can't even do that. So compare then to now, and I'm much more confident in this situation where I'm speaking to camera. And while I might not be as comfortable yet with, you know, all situations I may find myself in as I am alone with the camera, it really has helped so much. And it's not just making videos alone, because sure, I could have made videos and just sort of not put them anywhere, but making videos and putting them on YouTube and getting that feedback from people, it's such positive reinforcement, because it's kind of like having a conversation but not. I'm able to speak and then I get, you know, feedback from people as if I've spoken to them, and it's kind of like, well, they haven't found me to be super awkward, or at least awkward to a point where they can't even speak to me, so I guess maybe I'm okay with this person, and in real life I would have been fine. So just sort of a bit of praise there for YouTube as a whole, as a platform. I do think it's quite funny that I'm still far more comfortable speaking alone into a camera, even though I don't know how many people view my videos in general, or how many people will view this specific video, because it's kind of niche, as everything that I do is. But I'm far more confident speaking here still to however many people will watch it and reply to me and chat with me. But I mean, it's a work in progress, and it's been super helpful, and I would highly just recommend trying new stuff out. We're getting there. I'm getting there. We're getting there. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I hope this was somewhat helpful to some of you, possibly, potentially. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you again next time. Farewell. In before the comments from the people saying, this is the most awkward guy I've ever seen. I think that my awkwardness comes across as charming. I hope it does, because that is the only way that I can sell this.